Gabe, Coach Malzahn says he thought you had your best game Saturday. Did you feel that way?
I do. I felt great about it. I only had one sack a year. To be able to get two in the game. I believe for anybody, that'd be a goal. That they have for themselves. Do Tiger walk out here, crazy numbers like, hey, come on, get 3 sacks. I just kind of laugh, but I'm just proud of the work, the guys put in, during the week, including myself, and it was good to go out there on Saturday and see it show up.
What happened on that last sack? It kind of looked like you shot an arm through and now we got it. Talk about that last sack.
Yeah, when we run the stunt, and it actually opened up perfectly through the middle. And without his helmet stuff, I really didn't want to stick it in there. So I just gave him 2 to the chest, and I looked on film, and Carl pushed the tackle so deep that Bo kind of stumbled over the tackle's foot, so it looked like he's flying. But it's definitely one to remember for me.
Are you not going to take credit for making it pushing that far?
That's definitely 100% mine. I'm not going to get an assist on that.
Just maybe sure.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the groove that defensive line seemed to be in? Looked like y'all were all feeding off each other and the energy, bringing that. What was going on that game?
That's something that we've been trying to bring, this whole season. I know we had 5 games so far, and there's no doubt, this has been our best game. It's been the least angry coach has been. Coach Gardner's been on the bench. When you get 2 sacks and D lineman during the drive, it's just like, it's really not much he can say. But he was real proud of us, of course. But more than anything, I'm just proud of our teammates, especially the young guys. But it was definitely a different feel, a different vibe, especially in our D line area at halftime and then after the game.
You tell me Coach Garney didn't criticize y'all at once during the game?
Say again?
You're saying Coach Garney didn't criticize? Or
He definitely criticized.
Okay.
It would be like field goal block. No, we need that. That's the best thing about Coach. So.
You surprised though he tweeted y'all. He congratulated you guys on Twitter though. Is that
really?
Yeah.
Well, he's an honest coach. He'll pat you on the back when you're doing well, and of course, he has to be a coach when you're doing bad. So there's no doubt in my mind. He wants us to do well. He tells us that all the time. He said, "Man, I yell at you. I'm a coach, but at the same time, I want you guys to do well." So he was probably the most proud of us coming in Sunday watching the film.
What's it like with some of the younger guys? Seeing Carl and those guys kind of stepping up on Travis. How's that been for you to watch them?
It's been unbelievable, to be honest. Especially being in their shoes. 2 years ago, we knew those guys could come in and be impact players. That's why we recruited them. So it's just a blessing to be able to say that I had a hand in that recruiting. I definitely put my name on mine and Carl and Elijah. But like I said, those they had slow falls, but for them guys to be freshmen and have the mental attitude of a senior, to be able to stay in that playbook and work in the weight room, whatever the case may be. But it gives me a high level of respect, for them, being an upperclassman, see those guys, perform on Saturday.
Could you see Carl kind of take it to another level Saturday?
Definitely. It's a level that he's been bringing that practice consistently. There's been nothing physical that's been holding Carl back, and maybe a step back mentally, as far as playbook wise. But like I say, he's performed to the best of his abilities at practice, especially that week of the Ole Miss week, coming off a bye week, having 2 weeks to prepare. So he prepared himself, and as you can see, he performed very well.
What have you seen on Nosa since he moved inside with you guys?
Nosa brings energy. Offense can score a touchdown in that next series if I'm going in with him. Nosa's on the sideline, just mad face, with that bang face mask. That's just what he brings. He's going to be an all-time serious guy. He knows the game. He started so many games, been here so long, so he's a guy that you can look to. But I just think, the most part, he just bring that lordness to the game. He's going to get it done.
I know Coach Johnson a couple weeks ago was saying that he's thinking about how to blitz, bringing guys from other spots in the field. But I don't know if you guys heard about that or not, but after this game, the defensive front, do you feel like you guys can be able to get enough pressure for the rest of the season just using you guys up front?
Yeah, I said this before. I mean, there's no better pass coverage in the world than you know, a 4-down lineman or 3-down lineman. You know, they can get pressure because then you can drop multiple people. So if we can get pressure with 4 guys, you know, and let the guys play man or let the guys just zone up, then I'm pretty sure that we can compete with the best of them.
Yeah, you mentioned that your last sack was influenced by making sure you didn't get like the helmet penalty. How much are you guys still reminded of that, like during practice? Like, is that every day you guys are just constantly reminded, don't go ahead and anything like that?
We get reminded, you know, quite a bit. We try to be the most disciplined team out there. You know, whether it's helmet, whether it's just post or after the play, you know, whistles. But I mean, I'm not gonna say it's something I just thought about at the moment, but I seen him. I seen him not see me, and I didn't want to lean in. So it's just one of those things that you got to be conscious of.
How long did that take you to get used to?
I mean, I never been the guy to just. I mean, I never got a helmet-to-helmet penalty, especially since being in college. But seeing the objection of Chris Frost, you know, that's when Coach Monzon really started, you know, preach on it a little bit more. Yeah.
You guys are playing an opponent from 1AA. It's probably not going to have much of a chance to win. What can you guys get out of this week as a defense and as a team?
Well, the most important thing is to, you know, work on ourselves. Obviously, we're a team that's, you know, striving to get better. This team brings some of the same schemes for Ole Miss, and then even, I don't want to get carried away, but even somewhat carries into Texas A&M. So I mean, this team can only, give us a better chance, you know, to better ourselves, of course. But every week in this league, you know, you can never take anything for granted. This team doesn't want to, you know, knock you off, you know, week in, week out. So definitely not overlooking the next opponent.
Gabe,
When they ran 89 plays, I guess, Saturday, and you guys didn't seem tired at the end. How valuable is it, the rotation you got going on with the defensive line?
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things that we got this year. We were talking about that today in the weight room. I mean, the most snaps you probably see is 36, 40 snaps. When I know from last year, my freshman year, if you're a starter, you know, you're probably going to get 60, 70 snaps. And so, I mean, our rotation is really unbelievable. I think it's one of the things that keeps guys fresh, you know. And just knowing that, you know, you can, that you can tap out and know that next guy's going to give his all, you know, it's really not a problem in our locker room.
How is Whitaker handling the news now that he's not going to play the rest of the season?
I just recently kind of figured it out too, but I mean, Jeff's been working. He's been working his tail off. Every day, you know, Tuesday and Thursday, you know, while we're doing weights, he's doing something a little bit visualized, you know, working on his knee. But Jeff's always been a high-level guy, high respectable guy. So he's not one of those guys who will linger and stay down about it. He's always on the sideline with us, you know, getting us up. And he's just that type of guy. He'd be the first one to congratulate you when you make a play. You know, so he's another one of those guys who this season is dedicated to.
how has this loss kind of forced y'all to, you know, compensate on the defensive line?
I'll say again.
How has Jeff's loss forced y'all, kind of the rest of y'all, kind of make up for that?
Jeff was obviously one of our biggest leaders, team-wise, but as a D-line, you know, like I said, even though, you know, Nosa's been here a little bit longer, those guys definitely bring some of the high, you know, respect aspects, you know, to the game. Jeff's been here a long time too. He's somebody I looked up to since being here. You know, he recruited me, but there's that, and then just the fact that, you know, he's just another one of those guys, you know, that you can count on. I mean, I believe we got a lot of them, but he's definitely, you know, a senior that you want on this team.
Yeah, with Del McGee here now, how much do you get to talk to him?
A lot, actually. You know, I was real in tune with his son, you know, back in high school. It's awesome to see him around, and I seen his wife, you know, just the other day at the grocery store. So,
was that the game?
No, it was yesterday at the grocery store. But having Coach here, you know, that's just another thing for me personally. I know he'll bring, you know, a different level of communication to the defensive back just because he played here, you know. Him, Coach Craig, and Coach Garner, so I mean, you know, you can't beat that either.
You mentioned coming in with Jeff. I mean, as recruited by him, how special it's going to be for you guys to all be going out together next year, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the bigger things. You know, we will lose, you know, some seniors this year, but having Jeff come back, you know, that'd be pretty awesome too. But for the most part, like I said, you know, I mean, Jeff's been working his butt off. I know he can't wait to get back, and all we can do is just play for him, you know, for this year.
How about a game like Saturday, was that in any way like kind of a weight off your shoulders, finally kind of have a breakout game like that? I know, I mean, you've been here for 3 years now, kind of wait for that kind of performance.
Yeah, I feel like I hold myself to a high level standard, and you know, of course, I want to perform. Yeah, so yeah, I guess you can say that. You know, I've been waiting. You know, I guess you know fans been waiting. So you know, it's just one of those things that I'm very happy that you know it finally clicked, if you want to say. But I just feel like you know guys are buying in, and this is something that hopefully, if guys continue to buy in and don't get you know complacent, that you know this is a level that we plan to stay at. You know, or just keep excelling. You know, we don't want to have these highs and lows. You know, so we can just you know stay focused on the little things, which that's all it's ever been for us, and you know we can keep performing.
It's human instinct to look ahead. How tough is it this week knowing that Texas A&M's next week?
I mean, since the spring, you know, I mean, it's a new day. You know, do it together. You know, we haven't been, you know, I mean, coming off a 3-9 season, you know, there's not much you can do but work on yourself. So worrying about the opponent, you know, that's one of the least things that we've been worried about all year, to be honest. So, like I said, we're going to treat this next opponent, you know, as a chance, you know, to better ourselves. Of course, you know, I mean, in this game, like I said, I mean, there's no overlooking. I mean, I don't care who the opponent is. If anything, you know, there's been tons of Division II or SCS schools that have beaten Division I teams. You know, I don't have to name them. So, you know, definitely won't be any overlooking from Auburn this week.
So Jeff is, prior to the game, he was doing a lot of coaching. How much has he added to that part of it? You know,
A lot actually. Sometimes we have to say, Coach Whitaker, you know, can we listen to Coach Gardner a little bit? But I mean, that's just what you're gonna get from Lep. That's just what you're gonna get from Jeff, whether he's playing or not playing. He definitely brings a third coach to the label, if you want to say.
Anything else, Gabe?
Gabe, I mean, when Coach Johnson was up here Sunday, he was just mentioning that he felt like a big reason for success is that constant rotating that Coach Gardner. How big is that? I know you're always going to feel fresh.
It's really big. Like I said, when you can play 39 plays at 120%, and you know that's the difference between playing 67 plays. I mean, whether you're giving 120 or not. I mean, and then you got people, you know, these offenses, of course, running no huddle nowadays. So I mean, it helps being able to rotate, especially when you know O-line usually starting five is going to stay in the whole game. So.